There are a lot of people who've presented at webinars who also went to some sort of class or instruction or watched a video or went to Toastmasters or Dale Carnegie or some other organization or book or whatever, where they got advice on how to be a public speaker. And for the most part, a lot of those lessons are pretty useful, but they're not all useful. And the reason it has to do with how webinars and online events are very different as a medium than being in front of a group of people that you could, throw a stapler at or spit on, or that they could, throw a tomato at you. So it's very different. And there are a couple of things I want to go over for anyone who's sort of had experience or got training years and years and years ago about public speaking that really fall flat in webinars. Two in particular. The first one is opening with a straw man approach. And in case you're not familiar with the term, a straw man or straw man argument is where you set up something knowing that you're going to beat it down, you're going to defeat it. Why you'd open with, a lot of people have thought that ABC solution was the way to do X because it's been around forever, blah 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 blah. That almost sounds like you're opening with a gap, but it's not. By setting up a straw man, what you're doing is, well, the audience has seen this a million times throughout their life. It's a false argument that's going to be easy for you to level, easy for you to destroy. Nobody's interested in watching somebody do something that's easy. Nobody's interested in ever watching anyone do something that's easy, so easy that they could do it too. So don't set up sort of a false thing just for the purpose of knocking it down. It's an oratorial trick and sort of a rhetoric from way back in ancient Greece. Nobody cares anymore, and they'll just nope right out of there and they're gone. Forget it. The other, and much more common actually, is you open with a question to the audience. This is terrible advice. Like, never, ever do this. First of all, opening with a question for a webinar audience that's not boring is far trickier than you think it is. You're just going to come off as someone who's asking a question that they know you have the answer to. And here's the thing. Webinar presentations and even, interview style ones, the audience doesn't want to be there if they think you don't have the answer, that you're not in control of your material, and that you're eventually going to resolve the gap that you talk about in the beginning if you create a gap. If you ask a question, first of all, anyone in the audience who thinks that they understand and know the answer, they're gone. Even if they don't disconnect, they're just going to check their mail or go to Facebook or something. It destroys a portion of the audience's audience attention, because nobody wants to stick around to have something explained to them that they already know. The other reason to not open with a question is that you probably don't know how to frame it, and it's gonna sound condescending, or it's going to sound simplistic, or it's not going to have any structure the way like a writer would put it together, or a speechwriter would put it together, so that it doesn't automatically turn off some portion of the audience. It sounds like it's an easy hack to get people's interest right from the beginning. It almost always fails. So do not open by setting up a straw man that everyone knows you're going to easily destroy, and do not open with a question. You probably don't know how to do it. And quite honestly, I know how to do it, and I still never do it because they're kind of boring and old. And anything that seems familiar and old is the last thing you want to use when you're opening a talk and trying to get and keep your audience's attention. No straw man. Do not open with a question.